Japanese turn 6. So we're starting with the build phase. So what you can see here is we have one mech, one tank, one destroyer, one submarine, one transport, 2 artillery, and 3 infantry, and 1 factory. We have a total of 61 IPCs. That's 53 for the resources, plus 3 from the previous turn, plus 5 for Hawaii. Okay, it's a total of 61, minus 4 is 57, and what I built is exactly 57. So, moving on to the combat move. So, from the Philippines, hoping you can see everything on the board. Moving up a little bit. There we go. From the Philippines, 1 tactical from the Philippines to Sea Zone 44 to attack that American transport. 1 tactical from the Philippines to attack Borneo. Sea Zone 36, we have 1 transport with 1 infantry from the Philippines attacking Borneo. So it goes and picks up the Philippines, comes back and hits Sea Zone 43 to Borneo. And those are my little amphibious transports that I just bought. We have 1 transport in Sea Zone 36 loaded with an infantry going to Malaya. The infantry is in Kwangsi, landing in Malaya. We have 1 transport, they're offshore ready to land in Malaya, because of course we have to do a sea battle. We have 1 transport with 1 artillery from Kwangsi, loading up and going to landing at Shan's, or will attempt amphibious assault in Shan State. We have a destroyer, Sea Zone 42. So moving from Sea Zone 36 to Sea Zone 42, we're going to attack a convoy. I know that's in a later phase, but we're going to have that. The rest of the Navy isn't moving in Sea Zone 37 to support amphibious assaults. We have a tank in Shunyan. Just moving the tank so you can see it in Shunyan. Moving to Shanxi. We have a mech from Shahar moving to Shanxi. We have a tank from Hopei moving to Yunnan. We have in Kwangsi, we have an infantry and artillery moving to Yunnan, that's overland. In Quichao, we have 1 tactical moving to Shenxi. We have 1 tactical moving to Burma, that's 1, 2. So I'm going to mark that with a fuel dice. We have 2 bombers from Quinchao to Yunnan. We have in Jahal we're moving one fighter to Yunnan. So I'll mark that one with a fuel die as well. So I think the dice are it says how many spaces are remaining. So the one in Burma has 2 remaining. The one in fighter in Yuhan has 1 remaining. C-Zone 36. So here are the fighters. Just want to make sure you can see the fighters. These are all the fighters on the aircraft carriers. We've got 1 fighter going to Borneo. Okay, I have to make some change. Just a moment. Sorry about that. So we have these 3 fighters. So we have 1 fighter going to Borneo. He's already there. We have 2 fighters and 1 tactical going to Siam. So I'm going to mark all of those with a fuel die. And we have 1 fighter and 1 tactical go to Shan. One, 2. So they have 2 remaining in Shan. So that's all the combat move. So we're going to do some dice resolutions. So hopefully you can see that. So the first one we're going to do is in Shenxi. We have a tank, a mech, and a tactical versus 1 infantry in Shenxi Chinese. So the tactical is paired with a tank, so it's 1 to 4, miss. The tank is 1 to 3, hit. So the infantry's dead, and the Chinese replies and misses. The next attack we're going to do in C-Zone 44, which is a tactical versus a transport, so the transport's dead. The next one we're going to do is in Borneo. So in Borneo we have 1 infantry. I'll just show you to remind you. We have 1 infantry landing, and we have a tactical and a fighter. So moving in, we have the tactical 1 to 3. Miss. Or sorry, no, that was a hit because it's paired with a fighter, and the fighter also hits. So the American fires back and misses. coming from combat move from French Indochina to Siam. We have 2 infantry, and we have 1 tactical and 2 fighters. So the tactical is 4, miss. Fighters, 2 fighters, miss. And the 2 infantry, all miss. The tank fires back, it's a hit. So 1 infantry, firing again, tactical, this time kills, and the tank fires back, and that's a miss. Then we're going to do the one, a tactical and a fighter coming in on Shan State, and then a tactical going in on Burma. The tactical paired with a fighter is a hit, and the Shan State infantry fires back, and that's a hit. Okay, I have to, I did state that I did 2 invasions, so let me just show those. I'm screwing up here, sorry about that. So what I've got, okay, so we have an invasion of Malaya. Hopefully you can see that. We also have coming in Shan State, we have 1 artillery, and that's it. So as I mentioned, I fired at Shan State. However, I also have this guy coming in. So I'm going to do a re-roll of that. So a tactical, miss. Fighter, miss. And the artillery, miss. And the infantry at Shan State misses. Tactical combined with a fighter. Okay, he's dead. And the Shan State infantry fires back and is a miss. The tactical attacking Burma against your mech. Tactical hits, and the mech fires back, misses. Okay, we're going to do the one in Burma, so we're going to put that one on the board. This is the one in Yunnan. Sorry if I said Burma. It's Yunnan. So hopefully you can see that. So we have forces converging on Yunnan. So first we have 2 bombers. So bombers fire at 4. So I'm going to show you my new dice. So I have whites are on 1s, greens are on 2s, blues are on 3s, reds are on 4s. So I have 2 bombers. I have a tank and plane, and I have an artillery paired with an infantry. So I'm going to roll for a total of 6. And we have a total of 4 hits. So that wipes out the units in Yunnan, but they fire back. So I have a tank at 3, which is blue, and I have an infantry and artillery, which is green, and they fire back. And they miss. So I have a convoy attack, as I mentioned, in Java. So I'm going to roll that now. That's 1 die. And nothing. It's got to be 3 or less. Just double checking to make sure there's no more combat. Okay, so now we're going to do the non-combat. Oh, sorry, there is 1 combat. I got ahead of myself. There is a British destroyer there, so we're going to have a combat against the British destroyer. So we have a battleship, 2 battleships, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. So I'm going to roll those. A battleship is 3, so 2 battleships at 3. Sorry, battleship, 2 battleships, a cruiser, and a destroyer. So battleships are 4, so that's red, 2 battleships, a cruiser, which is 3, which is blue, and 2 destroyers, which is green, which is 2. So the British destroyer is destroyed, and they fire back, and that's a miss. Okay, so now we're going to do our, first we're going to land our planes. So the planes in that attack Yunnan, they're going to land in Guangxi. The 1 fighter has 1 left. It's going to land in Guangxi. The fighter in C-Zone 44 is going to go back to the Philippines. The fighters that were landing in Borneo, they only have 1 left, so they're going to land on the carriers. The fighters that attacked Shan State are going to, they have 2 movement left, so one's going to move onto the carriers. This one here is going to move onto the carriers, the other tactical in Sian. 2 fighters. So now we have a total of 3 of each. And then the 1 left on Shan State is going to go in French Indochina. The one that was in Burma is also going to land in Indochina, because they all have, those 2 had 2 movement left. Okay, the fighter in Shensi is going to move to Quechao. The two mechs are going to move to Hunan. And then up here in Japan, so we're going to take 2 transports. Are going to move these 3 infantry and an artillery down to Henan, and land in Guangxi. So landing in Guangxi, accompanied by a cruiser and a destroyer. Oh, there's the artillery. Sort of trail behind. The one fighter in the Philippines is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and land in Korea. Just making sure I've landed everything. Okay, now we're going to put our reinforcements on. So we have a tank and a mech. Oh, apologize. The transport that was going from Sea Zone 6 also picked up this artillery in Guangzhou, so it also lands in Guangxi. And then we have we're putting our reinforcements, 1 mech, 1 mech, 1 tank in Guangzhou, and an artillery. We are going to put a factory in Indochina, minor factory, French Indochina. And then the rest is going to go in Japan, which is a submarine, destroyer, transport. We have 3 Japanese infantry and 1 artillery in Japan itself. So, doing a IP count, we've got Shan State is 1, Siam is 1, Yunnan is 1. Sorry, take that off. Yunnan is back as 1. Shensi, so that's 1, 2. We've got Malaya. So now we're going to do disposition of forces. We have 1 destroyer in Sea Zone 42. We have 1 in Borneo. We have 1 infantry, and we have 1 transport in Sea Zone 43. In Manila, we have 1 tactical landing in the airfield. In Sea Zone 36, we have 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer, 2 transports. In Malaya, we have 1 infantry. In Shan State, we have 1 artillery. In Siam, we have 1 infantry. French Indochina, we have a tactical and a fighter. In Yunnan, we have 1 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery. Hunan, we have 2 mech. Quanchao, we have 1 tactical. Shensi, we have 1 tank, 1 mech. Guangzhou, we have 1 tank, 1 mech, 1 artillery. Korea, we have 6 infantry and 1 fighter. Sea of Japan, Sea Zone 6, we have 1 sub, 1 destroyer, 1 transport. Japan, we have 3 infantry, 1 artillery. And then the big one in off Malaya, Sea Zone 37, we have 3 carriers, 2 battleships, 1 cruiser, 2 destroyers, 2 transports, and 3 tactical and 3 fighters. So that's it. Thank you very much.